Hey, good morning. It's Dr. James. I hope this message finds you happy, thriving, and well. And I hope this message finds you open to a great big idea. And this great big idea is the power of your words, the power of speech. Have you noticed lately you look around or you hear things, you see things on social media, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that person said that. It was so mean and it was so diminishing. Or, hey, you've said something, I've said something, I know I have said things that I've gone, oh, as it was coming out, I'm going, oh, please, let me just bring that back in. I didn't want to say that. Oh gosh, if I could just watch my speech. Well, I gotta tell you, over 30 years ago now, my first trip to India, my first trip to the Himalayas, my first trip to learn about meditation and mindfulness, to work on myself. I showed up in the Himalayas and I had a ton of baggage. I had a lot of baggage, a lot of self-loathing, a lot of just stuff that I knew that I was going to be carrying unless I could figure out how to let go, forgive, use my mind in a much more powerful and present way, use the power of prayer and meditation to help me clean up a lot of my world, my inside world. So when I opened my mouth and opened my heart, good came out, light came out, love came out. And I gotta tell you, this is a practice that's been going on my entire life. Some days I am on my game, and some days, you know what? Some things come out of me that I just go, oh my gosh, I've still got work to do. Well, you know what? If you get a heartbeat, you still have work to do, and that's part of the spiritual journey for all of us. Well, I finished this particular 30-day practice, and I was really wanting to learn about the power of speech because in the Buddhist philosophy, they talk about right speech as one of the most primary practices, which simply means that in a word, samavaka, which is used to say right speech, loving speech, light speech. Right speech, loving speech, right speech, loving speech, light speech. And it was all about the idea of four things that they believe in the practice of using right speech. It's all about the idea of perfect words. Now, perfect doesn't mean that you have to be perfect every time you open your mouth, but it's an intention that you are mindful in that when you're ready to open your mouth, you open your heart first. Open your heart, then open your mouth. Wow, think about that. And here's what they believe. When you open your heart first, it'll help you to keep away from false speech, which is about actually spreading lies, spreading rumors. And they believe that's a primary practice and a spiritual way of living and being and speaking. They also said number 2, no slander, which simply means do not have any words that convey disharmony. Only use words that unite or raise others. Unite and raise others. Think about that. If you were to only use words that were about uniting and raising others, how often would we not be opening our mouths these days? That's a beautiful, beautiful practice and a very humbling practice. Number 3, abstain from rude or abusive language. And I know in this community, we're really working, and that's not something that's probably common for us, but it's common around us, and sometimes that can become contagious. And we can easily slip into number 4, which I think is also a powerful one. It's about really setting a vow and intention, setting a prayer that as you open your heart first before you open your mouth, you do not participate in gossip. This monk who I was working with back in my early 20s said, gossip is so insidious, it is so contagious, and it'll bring you in ways that you don't even realize it's happening until you are in it, and then you are pushing it forward. Remember, right speech allows us to always bring light in. It allows us to participate in what raises and unites and galvanizes good and loving and light. And I believe the idea of opening our hearts before we open our mouth will help us to live deeper in the spiritual path. It's a practice that will change our lives. But more importantly, it'll change lives around us. We become a pollinator for possibility and positivity. We become a source of light and love. And all of a sudden, that form of contagion helps others to consider, wow, you know what? Before I open my mouth, I'm going to open my heart and then ask myself, do I need to open my mouth at all? And if I do, I will open it with love. Much love, every blessing. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.